This is how to plot points in a given Cartesian plane. Today, how to do this is we're gonna use an ordered pair. So the first number would be x, and the second number would be y, which means x is horizontal, y is vertical. So to plot points, all we have to do is, let's say our point is right here, and if we look at here, if we count all of this x first, 1 2, and this is positive 3 in x, and this is 1 2 3 4, 4. So to write that in a given ordered pair, that would be 3 4. Another example of this would be if our point is right here, this is in -1, -2, and -3, and this is in +2. So if we write this -3, and the y would be.
So hi, for today's video, we will learn how to plot points in a Cartesian plane. Let's start. First thing we need to do on Cartesian plane. Second thing, we need to have a slope or an ordered pairs in order to plot a point. So let's have an example of 3 and 4 as an ordered pair. The first number in the ordered pair represent the x-axis, and the second number on the ordered pair represent the y-axis. So what we will do is, positive number, we will move from right to the x. Should be 1, 2, and 3. So, and as a positive number, for the y-axis, we will move upwards. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. So, you can put a dot over here. And that is how to plot a point. The point of the ordered pair is over here. Second example, we use the ordered pair -2 and 4. So as a negative number for the x-axis, we will move to left. So 1, 2. And as a positive number for the y-axis, we will move upwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just make a point over there. So the point is here, and that is how to plot a point on for an Cartesian plane.
How to plot points in Cartesian plane. Every point on a Cartesian graph is represented by two numbers in parentheses, separated by a comma, called a set of coordinates. To plot any points, start at the origin, where the two axes cross. The first number tells you how far to go to the right if positive, or left if negative, along the horizontal axis.
So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to plot points on ordered pairs. So here we have example of 3 1 and 1 3, -5 2, and -1 and -3. So first, gonna find this 2 and we're gonna plot it 3 and 1. So since the x is always the first in a intercept, 3 must be x2. So I think it's here because this is the 3 and 1. So let's say this is the connection of that two, because this is how you connect, I mean to plot like that. Next is 1 and 3. 1 and 3. this is the, wait, oh, 1x and 3y. So this is the 1x and this is the 3y. So let's go up like that, and here, this is the connection between the 1 3 and negative 5 2. So wait, so next is negative 5 and 2. Negative 5 is x and 2 is y. So negative 5x, here, it's this one 5, and 2y, this 2 here. So I'm just gonna go up, and this is the connection of that. So let's continue. So this is the connection between negative 5x and positive 2y. So next is negative 1 and negative 3. They are the same negative, so negative 1 is here, negative 3 is here, this one negative 3. So let's go find that like this. This is where you plot it. So I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.
Today you're going to learn on how to identify the quadrant of a given ordered pairs. So this is where our quadrants are. Quadrant 1, both x and y is positive. Quadrant 2, the x is negative and the y is positive. Quadrant 3, both x and y is negative. And quadrant 4, x is positive and y is negative. For example of this, we have negative 4 and 2. This is x and this is y. First, we're going to find the x and find the y. For this example, this negative 4 and negative 2. So we're going to find negative 4 is here and 2 here. So our negative 4 and negative 2 is in quadrant 2.
In this video, I will show you how to find the quadrant of a given ordered pair. Let's start. In a Cartesian plane, we have a 4 quadrant, which is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So each quadrant represents a number with a positive sign and a negative sign. So in the quadrant 1, it represents an ordered pair which all number there is positive. The quadrant 2 represents an ordered pair which is the x-axis is negative and the y-axis is positive. So in the quadrant 3, it represents that all negative in an ordered pair, all numbers in an ordered pair is a negative. And in the quadrant 4, it represents that the x-axis is a positive and the y-axis is a negative. So, let's have one example of an ordered pair which is 3 and negative 4. So, for you to find where quadrant it belongs, you need the same step as how to plot a point in a Cartesian plane, but you will not do a point. So, we have the x-axis 3, so we move right. 1, 2, 3. And then negative 4, we'll do down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the quadrant it belongs is quadrant 4 because in this side of the Cartesian plane, it is belong to the quadrant 4. And also, you can determine it by only looking into the number. The quadrant 4 has the signs for the ordered pair, which is negative and positive and negative. So that's all.
How to identify the quadrant. If both x and y are positive, then the point lies into the first quadrant. If x is negative and y is positive, then the point lies in the second quadrant. If both x and y are negative, the point lies in the third quadrant. If x is positive and y is negative, then the point lies in fourth quadrant.
This is how to identify of which quadrant a point is in a given ordered pair. So as usual, we have our Cartesian plane and we're gonna give an example of ordered pair. Let's say we have negative 3 and negative 4. So before we start, we know that we should know that the quadrants are like in this order: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. There you go. And in each quadrant we're gonna identify where this ordered pair comes, where it belongs to, sorry. So again, this is x or run and y or rise. So as we can see, it says first x is negative 3, which means it's right here. So negative 3, and the y sits negative 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all we have to do is identify, put our point here, and we can draw the line, and we can just label it negative 3, negative 4. Another example would be 1 and 2. So it's gonna be 1 and 2. Put the point, make the line, and there you go. Label. And that's how to identify the quadrant using a given ordered pair. Another way to identify the quadrant on a specific point using a specific ordered pair is like this. So if you observe at the examples, in quadrant 1, both numbers must be positive. In quadrant 2, the number is gonna be negative x but positive y. For quadrant 3, it has to be negative x and negative y. And for quadrant 4, you need a positive x and a negative y. So you can use any number, it's just in the operation. So like we have our examples of quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Quadrant 2 would be like negative 2 and 4. So that's gonna be here. Negative 2, 4. And for quadrant 4, all you need is number like 4 and negative 2. So like 4x and 2, a line, and that's how to identify the quadrant.
Today you're going to learn about how to determine the slope of a line in a given graph. Given the graph and the slope, to find the slope, we must understand that a slope of a line is defined as the rise over run. Rise is the vertical direction of the line, and run is the horizontal direction of the line. To start, we're going to pick 2 points, which is this one and this one. So now we're going to rise it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have, for the rise is 9. And for the run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also, our run is 9. So that's how you determine the slope of a line in a given graph.
So slope equals rise over run. What that means is your rise a change in the y value, so up and down. Here that's the rise. Run is coming across on the x value here. So slope equals rise over run. Here if you graph with lines that we'll use to find the slope. Sometimes there will be point on accelerate it goes right here. You just have to find a point where the line goes, a specific line, like here, and then you count rise up 1, 2. So that's your rise, and rise equals 2. And then your run is 1, run 1. So you run. So that's your rise, and then your run is 1. So you came up to 2 over 1. So that's your rise to over your run. So that's our slope in this graph.
So for example, we have this given ordered pairs. First of all, we need to plot the points. Now to determine the slope, we have this formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, we will have 5 minus 2 over 3 minus 2. Now let's solve this equation and we will get 3 over 1. And if we simplify that, we will get 3. And that's how to determine a slope using a line on a given graph.
In this video, I will show you how to determine the slope of a given linear equation. Let's start. What is slope? Slope is a steepness of the line. In order to find the slope, we need to do the solution, which is rise over run. Linear equation, we use the slope-intercept form. So what mx represent for the slope? Cartesian plane. So example of ordered pair is 2 and 5, which is located here, and 3 and negative 3, which is located here. So I make a line out of it. So we will now find the slope, which is rise over run. So if the line is right falling to left, you need the rise here is falling down. If the line is left falling to right, the rise there is going up. So since we have the right falling down to the left, we will fall down. So the slope of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as I said lately, it's rise over run. So the rise of it is 8. while the run of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the run is equals to 5. So 8 as the rise and 5 as the run. So the slope we have is 8 over 5. That's all. So you will now execute the slope in this mx. So what we will do is we will erase it and put it what we saw lately, which is 8 over 5. So that is the slope of the line.
This is how to determine the slope in a given linear equation. So we have our standard form linear equation here. We're gonna turn it into slope intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b. And here the slope is resembling the symbol m. So it's this one. And so to solve this, we're gonna have to rewrite the given equation. So we're gonna put this into the additive inverse of negative 3x, which is 3x, which it cancels each other, so it's gonna turn, I'm gonna add 3x here, so it's gonna turn into 6y is equal to 3x plus 9. But this is not the full equation yet, because as you can see, we need y and y only. So to do this, we're gonna turn 6 into its multiplicative inverse, which is 1, 6. So we're gonna create this process equals to 1, 6, 3x, 1, 6, and 9. So to create this, we're gonna cancel this, which makes it y, and then 3x and times 1 would be 3x again, which makes it 3x over 6, and 9 over 6. We can make this simple and make it y is equal to 1/2 plus 3 over 2. And the slope here is, as you can see, it's in the middle, and this is our x next here, so but that's considered 2. So this is our slope, which is 1/2.
So hello guys, I'm gonna show you how to determine slope in a given linear equation. So here we have an example here, and first we need to do is to change it into positive. The y intercept should not be changed because it's the main answer. So yeah, so here we change the x intercept, and I'm gonna put this here, 2x, and take down these 2, and so here we have 4y equals 2x plus 3. Yeah, and now we're just gonna times it to the half of this number. So we have 4, and half of this number is 1/4. 1/4, yeah. So it's gonna turn like this: 1/4 times 4y equals 1/4 times 2x, and 1 plus 1/4 times 3. So let's go. First, we answer this to 1/4 times 4. Since these are the same numbers, we're gonna take it down and the answer is 1. So it will return to y because they are the same number, I mean value. So next is equal, and 1/4 times 2x. So the answer on that is 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 x plus 1/4 times 3 is 0.75. So this is the answer for our lesson. That's how you determine slope in a given linear equation. Thanks for watching.
So slope equals rise over run. What that means is your rise a change in the y value, so up and down. Here that's the rise. Run is coming across on the x value here. So slope equals rise over run. Here if you graph with lines that we'll use to find the slope. Sometimes there will be point on accelerate it goes right here. You just have to find a point where the line goes a specific line, like here, and then you count rise up 1, 2. So that's your rise, and rise equals 2, and then your run is 1, run 1, so you run. So that's your rise, and then your run is 1, so you came up to 2 over 1. So that's your rise to over your run. So that's our slope in this graph.
Today you're going to learn on how to determine the slope using 2 points or ordered pairs. So here, our point is pointed in 3 in x and 2 in y, and the other one point is in -3 and -4. So if we connect the point, we connect it. That's how we determine the slope using 2 points or ordered pairs.
Hi, so this is an example of how to determine the slope using 2 points. First of all, we have the formula for slope, which is rise over run. And now, to determine the slope, we are given 2 points. The first point is -2 and +1, and the second one is -4 and +4. Now, to determine the slope, from the first point, we need to rise up until we align the second point, and that's 3. So we have our rise as 3. Next is to go towards the second point. When you're going left, it will be negative, but when you're going right, it will be positive. In this case, we're going left 2 times. So we have our run as -2. And so our slope is 3 over -2. That's all.
So thank you for watching our video, even if it's not completed because of my members doesn't pass the right video that I assigned to them. Thank you.